The Alpha King's son smells like death, not decay, not sickness, death itself. Every wolf in the Black Ridge pack can smell it. The scent that seeps from the boy's skin like poison, rotting flowers and ash. Something wrong, something cursed. King Theron Blackridge won't even hold him. I watch from the corner of the nursery as the most powerful alpha in the Northern Territories stands 3 feet away from his own child, his heir. The boy is only 6 months old, small for a royal pup, thin, his eyes too dark for a Blackridge. They should be gold, like his father's, like every king before him. But they're black, bottomless, wrong. "Take him away," Theron growls. His voice makes the windows rattle. I can't stand that smell. The royal nurse, Cordelia, trembles as she lifts the baby. Her face is pale, and she's been trying to mask the scent for weeks. Lavender oil, crushed sage, nothing works. The smell clings to the child like a shadow. I'm just a maid, invisible. My wolf is so weak I can barely shift. Omega status, maybe less. I scrub floors. I change linens. I don't speak unless spoken to, but I see everything. "My king," Cordelia whispers. "He needs to feed. He hasn't eaten since—" "I don't care." Theron's hand slams against the stone wall, cracks spider outward from the impact. "Keep him out of my sight. If I smell that stench one more time, I'll—" He doesn't finish. He doesn't need to. The Luna Queen died giving birth to this child. Theron loved her more than his own kingdom, more than his wolf. And now she's gone, replaced by a son who smells like the death that took her. Everyone knows what happens to cursed pups. They disappear. The pack doesn't talk about it. But I've cleaned enough empty nurseries to understand. Cursed children don't survive. They're taken to the border forests, left for rogues, or worse. This boy is the heir, but he's also a reminder of everything Theron lost. I don't know which will matter more. Cordelia carries the baby past me. He's crying now. A thin, weak sound that makes my chest ache. His tiny fist reaches toward his father, toward the alpha who won't even look at him. Theron leaves without a word. The door slams. The baby's cries echo in the empty nursery. And I notice something everyone else missed. There's a mark on the child's shoulder blade, hidden beneath his silk blanket. I saw it when Cordelia adjusted his wrapping. A crescent moon, surrounded by thorns. I've seen that symbol before. Once. Years ago. In the forbidden archives where I'm not supposed to go. But I was curious. Stupid. I wanted to know why my wolf was so weak, why I could barely shift while others transformed with ease. That symbol was in a book about ancient bloodlines, royal curses, bonds that were never meant to be broken, and prophecies that would shatter kingdoms. The mark wasn't on the page about curses, it was on the page about power, hidden power, the kind that sleeps until the right moment, until the right person awakens it. I should stay quiet, keep my head down. I'm nobody. An Omega maid who barely survived her own childhood. I have no business involving myself in royal matters. But that baby is dying, not from a curse, from neglect. I can see it in the way his skin has started to pale, the way his breathing has become shallow. He's fading, and nobody cares enough to stop it. Nobody except me. I wait until nightfall, until the halls are empty and the royal wing is silent. I slip into the nursery where they've left him, alone, in the dark. Cordelia is supposed to be watching him, but she's terrified. I saw her in the servants' quarters earlier, hands shaking, talking about finding a new position, about leaving before the child dies and she's blamed for it. The baby is awake. Those black eyes stare at nothing. He doesn't cry anymore. He's too weak. I approach slowly. My wolf stirs uneasily. She's always been timid, broken, some say, but now she's alert. The smell hits me. Everyone's right. It's awful, like standing in a garden where everything has rotted, where life went to die. But underneath it, there's something else. on something they're all missing because they won't get close enough to notice. There's moonlight in that scent, buried deep, struggling to break through. I lift the baby carefully. He weighs almost nothing. His skin is ice cold. "They're going to let you die," I whisper. "Aren't they?" His eyes focus on me for just a moment, and I swear I see something flicker there, recognition, or maybe hope. I carry him to the bathing chamber attached to the nursery. It's meant for royal children. Marble basin, silver fixtures, water blessed by the pack's high priestess, but nobody's used it. Nobody's bathed him properly since birth. They've been too afraid to touch him. I run the water, warm, not too hot. I add the herbs I found in the storage room: white willow bark, moon petal, blessed salt from the sacred springs. And then, because something tells me to, I add 3 drops of my own blood. My wolf surges forward, demanding it. I don't understand why, but I obey. The water turns silver, glowing faintly in the darkness. I lower the baby into the bath. The smell hits me immediately, stronger, overwhelming, the scent of death erupting from his skin like it's being pulled out. The water turns black. The baby screams, and I almost drop him, almost run, because what if I'm making it worse? What if I'm killing him? But my wolf growls. One word: stay. So I do. I hold him in that water as it churns, as the blackness spreads and thickens, as the smell becomes so powerful I can barely breathe. And then it stops. The water clears. The smell vanishes. The baby stops screaming. And when I lift him out, his skin is glowing, actually glowing. And soft golden light radiates from beneath his skin. His eyes are still black, but now they're not empty. They're deep, ancient, powerful. The mark on his shoulder blade burns bright silver. The crescent and thorns. I wrap him in a clean blanket. My hands are shaking. My wolf is howling inside me, not in fear, in recognition, in submission. This child isn't cursed. He's something else entirely, something the kingdom has been waiting for without knowing it. The door crashes open. Alpha King Theron stands in the doorway. His eyes are gold fire. His wolf is at the surface, ready to kill. "What did you do to my son?" Chapter 2. I freeze. The baby is still glowing in my arms. Soft golden light pulses beneath his skin like a heartbeat, like something alive and ancient waking up after a long sleep. Theron moves faster than thought. One moment he's at the door. The next, his hand is around my throat, slamming me against the marble wall. The baby falls from my grip, but he doesn't hit the ground. He floats, actually floats, suspended in midair by invisible power. His black eyes are open, watching. The silver mark on his shoulder burning brighter. Theron's grip loosens. Shock freezes his face. "What?" His voice cracks. "What is this?" I can't answer, can't breathe. His fingers are still pressed against my windpipe. The baby drifts higher. The glow intensifies. And then he laughs. A sound no 6-month-old should be able to make. Clear, joyful, powerful. The windows shatter. Glass explodes outward into the night. The walls tremble. Every wolf in the castle will feel it, that burst of pure, undiluted power. Theron drops me. I collapse to the floor, gasping. He's staring at his son like he's seeing him for the first time. The baby descends slowly, gently, landing in his father's arms without a sound, and the smell, it's gone completely. Instead, the child smells like moonlight and ozone, like a storm gathering, like power that's been caged for too long finally breaking free. Theron inhales. His eyes widen. His wolf surges forward, and for a moment I think he's going to shift, going to lose control. But then he does something I've never seen him do. He falls to his knees. The Alpha King, the most dominant wolf in 5 territories, kneeling. His son clutches his finger, those black eyes finally looking at his father, seeing him. "Elias?" Theron whispers, the first time he's spoken the child's name since the naming ceremony. My son. What have they done to you? Not, what did she do? What have they done? I should run. Disappear before he remembers I'm here. Before he starts asking questions I can't answer, but I can't move. My wolf won't let me. She's fixated on the child, on that mark, on the power still humming in the air like electricity. You. Theron's voice cuts through my thoughts. Maid, what did you do? I force myself to stand. My throat aches where he grabbed me. I bathed him, my king. You bathed him. He repeats it like the words don't make sense. With what? Water, herbs, moon petal, and blessed salt. I hesitate, because admitting what I did next could get me executed. I added 3 drops of my blood. The temperature in the room drops 10 degrees. Theron stands slowly. The baby, Elias, is cradled against his chest, content now. I am peaceful. But the Alpha's eyes are locked on me. Why blood? His voice is deadly quiet. I don't know. My wolf demanded it. Your wolf. He looks me up and down, taking in my threadbare dress, my scarred hands, my weak scent. You're Omega class, barely able to shift. Your wolf shouldn't demand anything. He's right. My wolf has been silent most of my life, broken, useless, until tonight. I know my king, but she did, and when I added it to the water, the curse. It wasn't a curse. The voice comes from the doorway. An old woman steps into the nursery. She's ancient, bent. Her white hair falls past her waist in matted tangles, but her eyes are sharp as broken glass. I've seen her once, in the forbidden wing of the castle, where the seers live, where prophecies are spoken and futures are written in blood. This is Magdalene, and the kingdom's fate reader. She hasn't left her chambers in 20 years. Theron's posture shifts. Even an Alpha King shows respect to a fate reader. Magdalene, why are you here? Because the ward broke. She shuffles forward, her cane tapping against stone. After 6 months, it finally shattered. I felt it from 3 floors away. Every wolf with true sight felt it. What ward? Magdalene doesn't answer him. She's looking at me, through me, her milky eyes seeing something I can't. An Omega Maid with broken magic. How perfect, how absolutely perfect. My blood turns to ice. I don't have magic, I whisper. No, you don't. But your mother did. She smiles. It's not kind. Before they ripped it out of her. Before they made her forget what she was, who she was. Before they erased her from every record and dumped her in the servants' quarters to die quietly. The room spins. I don't know anything about my mother. She died when I was 3. Fever, they said. Just another servant. Nobody important. Tell me what you know about my son. Theron's command cuts through everything. Now. Magdalene turns to him. Your son isn't cursed, Alpha King. He was sealed. From the moment of his birth, someone wrapped him in a death ward, made him smell like rot, made him impossible to love, made you hate him so much you'd abandon him. Who? The single word is a growl. Who would dare? Someone who knew what he truly is. Magdalene's cane taps closer to Elias. Someone who knew that child carries the blood of the first wolves, the original pack, the ones who could command the moon itself. The baby reaches for her. She lets him touch her weathered hand. This boy is a moonborn, the first in 1,000 years. When he comes of age, he won't just lead your pack, Theron. He'll unite them all, every territory, every bloodline under one banner. Silence. Then, why would someone seal that power? Because a united kingdom is a threat to those who profit from division, from war, from keeping the packs weak and fighting amongst themselves. Magdalene's eyes shift to me again. And because prophecy stated that only one with broken magic could break the seal, someone whose wolf was shattered, someone whose blood carries no ambition, no desire for power. Someone, she continues, who would act out of pure kindness, not strategy. Theron looks at me, really looks at me. You knew what he was? No. My voice shakes. I couldn't watch him die. Nobody else cared if he lived. So You saved the future king, Magdalene interrupts. You broke a seal that should have been impossible to break, and in doing so, you've painted a target on your back large enough for every enemy of this kingdom to see. Fear claws up my spine. What? Whoever sealed him will know the ward is broken. They'll know someone interfered. They'll come for you to finish what they started. Then she stays here. Theron's voice leaves no room for argument. Under my protection. That won't be enough. Magdalene shakes her head. The enemies you face aren't simple wolves, Alpha King. They're ancient, patient. They've been planning this for decades. They'll wait, watch. And when the moment is right, and they'll strike where you're weakest. She points at me with one gnarled finger. She's your weakness now, the savior of your son, the breaker of impossible seals. They'll use her against you, against him. Theron's jaw clenches. Then what do you suggest? Bind her to the child. The words hang in the air like poison. No, I take a step back. I don't want, not a mate bond. Magdalene cuts me off. A guardian bond, ancient magic. She becomes his protector, his shield. Her life tied to his until he comes of age. If he dies, she dies. If she's killed, his power goes dormant again. That's a death sentence, Theron growls. You're asking me to chain an Omega to my son's survival, to make her a permanent target. I'm asking you to give her a purpose worth dying for. Magdalene's smile is sharp. And to give your son the one person in this entire kingdom who's proven she'll sacrifice everything for him. Nobody asks what I want. Nobody ever does. But I look at baby Elias, at those black eyes watching me, at the small hand still reaching in my direction, and my broken wolf whispers one word, yes. Chapter 3. The binding ceremony happens at midnight. They don't announce it. Don't invite witnesses. Just me, Theron, Magdalene, and the baby in the castle's heart chamber. A room I've only heard about in whispered stories. The walls are black stone carved with ancient runes. The floor is a perfect circle of silver, and at the center sits an altar older than the kingdom itself. Moonlight pours through the open ceiling. Full moon, of course it is. Magdalene draws symbols on my skin with ash and blood. Not mine, Elias's, in 3 drops from a small cut on his tiny palm. He didn't even cry, just watched with those impossible eyes. Kneel, she commands. I obey. Theron stands across from me, holding his son. His face is carved stone, unreadable. He's dressed in ceremonial armor, black leather and silver chains, the mark of his bloodline glowing faintly on his chest. He looks every inch the Alpha King, and I look exactly like what I am, a terrified maid in a borrowed dress, about to bind her life to a child she barely knows. Do you understand what you're accepting? Magdalene's voice echoes in the chamber. This bond cannot be broken, not by death, not by distance, not by time. You will feel his pain, his fear, his joy. You will know when he's threatened, when he's hurt, when he needs you. I understand. My voice doesn't shake. That surprises me. Suck, and you accept this freely? No coercion, no force. The bond only works if both parties consent. I look at Elias. He's staring at me, one tiny hand extended, reaching, always reaching for me. I accept. Magdalene nods. She begins to chant in the old language, words that make my bones vibrate, that make my broken wolf surge forward with desperate hunger. Theron steps forward. He places Elias on the altar between us. The baby doesn't cry, doesn't fuss, just lies there, glowing softly. Your hand, Magdalene says to me. I extend it. She cuts my palm. Deep. Blood wells immediately. Then she takes Theron's hand, cuts his palm too. Father's blood, guardian's blood, heir's blood. 3 points of power, 3 bonds of protection. She presses my bleeding hand against Elias's chest, right over his heart, presses Theron's hand over mine. The pain is instant. Fire explodes through my veins. I scream, can't help it. It feels like my entire body is being rewritten, reforged, broken apart and put back together wrong. My wolf howls, not in agony, in recognition. The mark on Elias's shoulder flares. Silver light erupts from the crescent and thorns. It spreads across his skin, across mine, across Theron's, connecting us, binding us. I see flashes, memories that aren't mine. Theron holding his mate for the first time, her silver hair, her gentle smile, her death. Blood and screaming and a baby that wouldn't breathe. The smell of rot, the hatred, the shame of hating his own son. And then, my memories flood into the bond. My mother's face, younger than I remember, beautiful. Her eyes glowing with power I never knew she had. Men in dark robes dragging her away. Winna her screaming my name. The spell they cast, the magic they ripped out. Her eyes going dull, empty. And me, 3 years old, watching, unable to understand. The bond snaps into place. Silence. I'm on my hands and knees, gasping, trembling. My palm has sealed. No scar. Just smooth skin marked with a silver crescent. Theron stumbles back. His hand bears the same mark. And Elias, he's sitting up. A 6-month-old baby sitting up on his own, smiling. That impossible black gaze moving between his father and me. The mark on his shoulder has changed. Now it shows 2 crescents, intertwined, protected by a circle of thorns. It's done. Magdalene sounds exhausted, satisfied. The guardian bond is sealed. She is his shield now, bound by blood and magic and fate itself. I try to stand. My legs won't cooperate. Theron is beside me in an instant, and his hand under my elbow, steadying me. Can you feel it? He asks quietly. I can. A thread connecting my heart to Elias. A golden cord I can sense even with my eyes closed. I know exactly where he is, can feel his contentment, his curiosity, his absolute lack of fear. Yes, I whisper. Good. Theron releases me, steps back. Tomorrow we announce your new position. You're no longer a maid, you're Elias's guardian. You'll have chambers next to his, access to royal resources, protection. I don't need... You do. His voice is hard. Magdalene is right. They'll come for you, and I need you alive. My son needs you alive. He picks up Elias. The baby immediately reaches for me, demanding. Theron reluctantly brings him closer. Lets me touch his small hand. The bond hums, warm. Right. Rest tonight, Theron says. Training begins tomorrow. Training? You're bound to protect the future king. That means you need to learn how to fight, how to kill, how to survive things that would destroy normal wolves. His eyes meet mine. I'm going to make you dangerous, little Omega, whether you like it or not. He leaves, taking Elias with him. But I can still feel the baby, still sense him through that golden thread. Magdalene remains, watching me with those unsettling eyes. You saw them, didn't you? She asks. In the bond, the men who took your mother's magic. I nod. They're still out there, still hunting those with power. Your mother had the gift of breaking seals, of undoing ancient magic. She moves closer. You inherited it, even though they tried to make sure you wouldn't. That's why your wolf is broken. Someone made sure of it. Who? That, Magdalene says softly, is what you need to find out. Before they realize you're not as powerless as they think, before they come to finish what they started. She leaves me alone in the chamber. I should be terrified, should run, find a way to break this bond and disappear. But I can feel Elias, can sense him settling into sleep, safe, warm, protected. And my broken wolf whispers something she's never said before. Home. Hey, friends of Kismet Romance Collection, before we dive deeper into this impossible bond, I need you to do something for me. If this story is making your heart race, if you're feeling that pull to know what happens next, hit subscribe. Drop a comment telling me, would you accept a bond like this? Would you sacrifice everything for someone else's child? Your answer matters. And your voice matters here. Now, let's see what happens when the Alpha King starts training an Omega who was never meant to fight. Chapter 4. Training starts before dawn. I'm dragged from my new chambers, which are absurdly luxurious compared to the servants' quarters, by a massive warrior named Cade. He's the Alpha King's head guard, 7 feet of solid muscle and barely contained violence. He doesn't speak, just gestures for me to follow. We end up in the training grounds behind the castle. Empty this early. The sky is still dark, stars fading as morning threatens. Theron is waiting. He's already shifted halfway, claws extended, eyes glowing gold, predator stance. Shift, he orders. I stare at him. I can't. You will? No, I mean I can't. My wolf is broken. Yes, I know. He moves forward, circling me. But the bond changed things. Didn't it? I felt it during the ceremony. Your wolf recognized Elias, responded to him. She's not as broken as you think. He's right. My wolf has been more active since last night, restless, pacing inside my mind. But shifting? I haven't fully shifted since I was 12, and that attempt nearly killed me. My bones cracked wrong. My wolf couldn't hold the form. I spent 3 days in the healer's ward, screaming. I'll hurt myself, I whisper. Yes, you will. Theron's smile is sharp. And then you'll heal, and you'll try again. Because that's what it takes to protect my son. He lunges without warning, pure alpha speed, his claws aimed at my throat. Instinct takes over. My wolf surges forward, desperate, terrified, and something breaks inside me. Pain explodes through my body, bones shifting, reforming. My skin tears as fur erupts. So I scream, but the sound comes out as a howl, half-formed, agonized, wrong. I collapse. Can't hold it. My wolf retreats in pain and shame, but Theron doesn't give me time to recover. He grabs me by the hair, yanks me upright. Again. I can't. Elias is in danger. Right now. Someone's in his nursery with a knife. What do? It's a lie. I can feel through the bond that Elias is safe, sleeping peacefully, but my wolf doesn't care. She explodes forward. The shift is faster this time, still painful, still wrong, but my claws extend, my teeth sharpen. I lash out at Theron. He catches my wrist, twists. I hit the ground hard. Better. Again. We do this for hours. Him attacking, me shifting, failing, shifting again. Each time it hurts less. Each time I hold the form a little longer. By the time the sun is fully up, and I'm covered in blood and dirt, exhausted, shaking, but I'm also standing in half-shift form, claws out, teeth bared. My wolf actually present for the first time in years. Theron studies me. You're weak, slow. Any trained warrior could kill you in seconds. I know. But you're also stubborn, and the bond makes you stronger than you should be. He tosses me a water skin. Drink. Rest. We continue in an hour. An hour? I can barely stand. The enemies we face won't give you time to recover. Neither will I. He starts to leave, then pauses. You did well, for a broken Omega. It might be the closest thing to a compliment he's capable of. I collapse the moment he's gone. Cade hands me a towel. He's harder on you than most. Why? Because you matter now. The maid who saved his son. When the guardian bound to the air, Cade's expression is unreadable. That makes you a threat to some, an asset to others, and a target to everyone in between. He's not wrong. I've already noticed the stares, the whispers. Yesterday, I was invisible. Today, every wolf in the castle knows my name. Some look curious, others look jealous, a few look murderous. Get up! A new voice, female, cold. I turn. A woman stands at the edge of the training ground. She's beautiful in a deadly way. Sharp features, ice blue eyes, platinum hair bound in warrior braids. This is Lyanna Frost, the Alpha King's former lover, before his mate. She's the pack's master strategist, ruthless, brilliant, cruel. She hated the Luna Queen. Everyone knew it. Theron sent me to teach you something useful. Lyanna's smile is all teeth. How not to die stupidly. She moves like lightning. One moment she's 10 feet away. The next her blade is at my throat. I didn't even see her draw it. Lesson 1, she whispers. Speed matters more than strength. You'll never be strong, but you can be fast. She releases me, steps back. Again. Try to block. I barely get my arms up before she's on me. The blade nicks my shoulder, burns like fire. Too slow. Again, again, and again, and again. By midday, I'm bleeding from a dozen small cuts, learning to read her movements, to anticipate, to dodge instead of block. Better. Lyanna actually sounds impressed. You learn fast, for an Omega. That word. Always that word. Like it defines everything I am. Why are you helping me? I gasp, trying to catch my breath. I'm not. Her expression hardens. I'm making sure Theron's son has a guardian who won't die in the first assassination attempt. Because if you die, the bond breaks. Elias's power goes dormant. And this kingdom needs that power. She doesn't care about me, just what I represent. What if I can't do this? I ask quietly. What if I'm not strong enough? Lyanna leans in close. Her voice drops to a whisper. Then you'll die, and someone else will take your place. The bond will be reforged, and you'll be forgotten. She walks away, leaves me bleeding and exhausted in the dirt. I should hate her, should hate all of them. Theron, Cade, Magdalene, using me, remaking me into something I never asked to be. But then I feel it, through the bond. Elias is awake, and he's reaching for me. I can sense it. His confusion that I'm not there, his small cry of distress. My broken wolf surges forward, demanding I go to him. I drag myself upright, limp toward the nursery. Every step hurts, every breath is agony. But when I push open the door and see Elias in his crib, his face lights up. He reaches for me with both tiny hands, and despite everything, the pain, the fear, the impossible expectations, I smile. I lift him carefully. He's heavier than yesterday, growing faster than normal, the bond accelerating his development. He touches my face with one small hand, and through the bond I feel what he feels. Safety, contentment, home. This child doesn't care that I'm Omega, that I'm broken, that I'm nobody. He just knows I'm his, and he's mine to protect, no matter what it costs. Chapter 5. 3 months pass in blood and training and sleepless nights. Elias grows impossibly fast. At 9 months old, he's the size of a 2-year-old, walking, almost talking, those black eyes watching everything, learning, absorbing. The mark on his shoulder has spread. Silver lines now trace down his arm like veins of light. Beautiful and terrifying. And me? I'm not the same person who bathed him that first night. Theron has forged me into something harder, faster, dangerous. I can shift now, fully. My wolf isn't graceful. She's scarred and smaller than she should be, but she's vicious, desperate. A cornered animal that learned to bite back. Lyanna taught me to fight like I was born to lose, using speed and cunning instead of strength, targeting weak points, fighting dirty. Cade taught me to read a room, to spot threats, to never trust anyone completely. And Magdalene? She taught me the worst lessons, how to recognize poison, how to detect magical wards, how to know when someone is lying not by their words, but by the taste of their scent. I'm no longer a maid. I'm a weapon wrapped around a child, and everyone in the castle knows it. But knowing and accepting are different things. The older nobles hate me, and Omega elevated above her station, given power she doesn't deserve. The warriors mock me, a weak guardian for the most important child in the kingdom. And Lyanna, she watches me with cold calculation, waiting for me to fail, to prove I was never worthy of this position. I ignore them all. My world has narrowed to one thing, Elias. I sleep in a chair beside his crib. I taste his food before he eats. I check every person who enters his room, every servant, every visitor. Theron notices. "You'll break yourself," he says one evening. And he's come to check on his son. Does it every night now. Actually holds him. Talks to him. The hatred is gone, replaced by fierce protectiveness. The bond did that, broke whatever spell made him hate his own child. "I'm fine," I lie. "You haven't slept in 3 days. I can smell the exhaustion on you." He's right. I'm running on pure adrenaline and wolf instinct. Can't sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see threats, shadows, things that might hurt him. Theron studies me for a long moment. The bond is too strong. It's consuming you. Good, let it. That's not, he stops, runs a hand through his hair. You're no use to him dead, and you're driving yourself toward it. I'll die before I let anyone hurt him. I know. That's what worries me. Theron sets Elias down gently. The boy immediately toddles toward me, climbs into my lap. When he said 3 words so far, Mama isn't one of them. Neither is Papa. His first word was my name, Ray, mispronounced, adorable, heartbreaking. "There's a gathering tomorrow," Theron says. "Northern Alliance, alphas from 6 territories, coming to see Elias, to verify the rumors about a moon-born heir." My wolf goes on alert. "Is it safe?" "No, but it's necessary. I can't hide him forever. The territories need to see what he is, what he'll become. Then I'll be there. You will, as his guardian, officially." Theron's expression hardens. "They'll test you, try to provoke you. Some will see you as weakness, a soft target to get to him. Let them try." His smile is sharp, approving. "Good. But remember, you can't kill them all. Some need to leave alive. For politics." "How many can I kill?" "We'll discuss acceptable casualties tomorrow." He leaves. I hold Elias, feel his small heartbeat against my chest, his trust, his absolute faith that I'll keep him safe. I won't let him down, even if it destroys me. The gathering is held in the great hall, massive space, vaulted ceilings, ancient banners hanging from the rafters, and it's packed. Hundreds of wolves, alphas, betas, warriors from every major territory in the north. They're here to see the moonborn, to judge if he's real, if he's worthy, if he's a threat. I stand beside Theron's throne. Elias is in my arms. He's wearing royal silks, the mark on his shoulder visible, glowing faintly. The room goes silent when we enter. Every eye locks on the child, on the impossible power radiating from someone so small. "Alphas of the Northern Territories." Theron's voice booms. "I present my son, Elias Blackridge, heir to the throne and moonborn of prophecy." Murmurs ripple through the crowd. Then Alpha Garrett of the Iron Fangs steps forward. He's massive, brutal. His territory thrives on war and conquest. A child with power means nothing if he's weak, if he can't lead. Garrett's eyes slide to me, and I see he hides behind an Omega nursemaid. What kind of future king needs protection from something so pathetic? My wolf growls. Low, dangerous. Theron doesn't respond, just watches, testing me. Garrett smiles. "Let me see him, up close. If he's truly moonborn, he should recognize an alpha when he sees one. It's a trap. I know it. But protocol demands I allow high-ranking wolves to approach the heir. I step forward. Elias watches Garrett with those black, ancient eyes. Garrett reaches out. Too fast. claws extended, not to hurt, just to test, to see if I'll react, if I'm fast enough. I am. I shift partially, catch his wrist, twist hard enough to crack bone. He roars, tries to pull back. I don't let go. Touch him without permission again, I whisper, and I'll rip your throat out, alpha or not. The room erupts. Half the wolves look shocked, outraged. An omega threatening an alpha? Impossible. The other half look impressed. Garrett yanks free. His eyes are blazing. You dare, she dares because I allow it. Theron stands. His presence fills the room. Ray is my son's guardian, bound by blood and magic. She has authority to defend him by any means necessary, including killing those who threaten him. He lets that sink in. Test her if you want. But understand, if she kills you, I won't punish her. I'll honor her for protecting my heir. Silence. Then Alpha Mira of the Silver Plains laughs. I like her. Fire in a small package. The boy needs that. Other alphas nod. Grudging respect. But Garrett, he looks murderous. This isn't over, he says quietly. To me, not Theron. I hope not, I reply. I could use the practice. The gathering continues, but I don't relax, because I felt something during that confrontation. Through the bond. Elias wasn't scared, wasn't upset. He was watching, learning, absorbing how I fought, how I defended him. And when I looked down at his small face, he smiled. Not a child's smile. Something older. Knowing. Something that understood exactly what kind of world he was being prepared for. And exactly what kind of monster I was becoming to protect him in it. Chapter 6. The attack comes at midnight. I feel it through the bond before it happens. Wrong. Something wrong. I'm on my feet before I'm fully awake, racing down the corridor to Elias's nursery. The door is open. Inside, 3 figures in black, masked, one holding a blade over Elias's crib. My wolf explodes forward, full shift, no hesitation. I hit the first one from behind, claws through his spine. He drops. Dead before he realizes I'm there. The second spins, throws a knife. It buries in my shoulder. I don't stop. Can't. The bond is screaming. Elias is in danger. Nothing else matters. I tear into the second attacker, rip his throat out. Blood sprays across the nursery walls. The third, the one with the blade over Elias, doesn't run. He stabs down. I'm not fast enough. The blade is going to hit. Going to kill, going to end everything. And then, Elias catches it. A 9-month-old child catches a blade meant to kill him. With his bare hand, the steel shatters, explodes into fragments that hover in the air like frozen stars. The attacker stumbles back, shocked, terrified. Elias sits up in his crib, those black eyes glowing, power radiating from him in waves that make the walls tremble. He speaks, not baby sounds, not toddler words, full sentences, in a voice too old for his body. You should not have come here. The fragments of blade reverse direction, shoot forward, impale the attacker from a dozen angles. He screams, collapses, blood pooling beneath him. Elias lies back down, closes his eyes, like nothing happened. I'm frozen, staring. My wolf whimpering in confusion and awe. Yen Theron bursts through the door. Cade behind him, Liana, guards. They see the bodies, the blood. Me, still half-shifted, still bleeding, and Elias sleeping peacefully in his crib. What happened? Theron demands. I can't answer. Can't process what I just saw. Magdalene pushes through the crowd. She looks at the scene, at Elias, at the way the blade fragments are arranged. Perfect pattern, like a message written in death. He awakened, she whispers, earlier than expected. The assassination attempt triggered his defensive instincts, the moonborn power activated fully. He's 9 months old, Theron breathes. He shouldn't be able to... He's not a normal child. He never was. Magdalene's expression is grave. This changes everything. If his power is already active, already defensive, the enemies will come faster now, harder. They'll know they're running out of time to eliminate him. She looks at me, and they'll come for you, because you're the key, the bond that keeps his power stable. Kill you, and he becomes uncontrollable, unstable, easy to manipulate or destroy. I'm bleeding, exhausted, terrified, but I meet her eyes. Let them come. They will. Liana steps forward. For once, she's not mocking me. This was a test, a probe to see how well you'd defend him. You passed. But next time, there will be more. Better trained, more prepared. Then I'll kill more. Theron lifts Elias from the crib. The boy doesn't wake, just curls against his father's chest. We move to the high tower tomorrow, Theron decides. Better defenses, more controlled access. And Ray, he looks at me. From now on, you don't leave his side. Ever. You eat when he eats. Sleep when he sleeps. If he's in danger, you're already there. I nod. It's already how I've been living. But now it's official. A command, a life sentence. Get her to the healers, Theron orders Cade. That knife wound needs tending. Cade leads me away, but I can still feel Elias through the bond, can sense his absolute calm, his complete lack of fear. He killed tonight. A child who should be learning to walk killed a trained assassin without hesitation. What is he becoming? What am I becoming? The healers patch me up, tell me to rest. I ignore them, return to my chambers, try to clean the blood off, change into fresh clothes. There's a knock at my door. I open it. Theron stands there, alone, no guards, no advisors. You saved him, he says simply. I was late. If he hadn't, my voice cracks. If he hadn't stopped that blade himself, I would have failed. But you didn't. You fought, killed, protected. Theron steps inside, closes the door. Do you know what the bond is doing to you? Making me stronger. Making you obsessed, consumed. You're losing yourself to it. His eyes are intense. I see it every day. The way you've stopped being a person and started being a function, a shield, a weapon. That's what you made me. I know, and I'm starting to wonder if I was wrong. He moves closer. When I bound you to Elias, I thought I was giving him protection, but I didn't consider the cost to you, what it would take, what it would demand. I don't care about the cost. That's the problem. You should. Theron's hand touches my shoulder, where the knife wound is still healing. You're burning yourself out. And when you're gone, what happens to my son? I won't. You will. Eventually, the bond will consume you completely. You'll stop eating, sleeping, living, until there's nothing left but the need to protect him, and then you'll die. And he'll lose the only person who's ever truly chosen to love him. The words hit like physical blows, because he's right. I can feel it happening. The slow erosion of everything I was, everything I wanted to be. I'm disappearing, becoming nothing but the bond, the purpose, the guardian. What do? I whisper. You remember you're human, that you matter beyond what you can do for him. Theron's expression softens. Elias doesn't need a martyr. He needs someone who will live for him, not just die for him. He leaves, and I'm alone with the truth I've been avoiding. I'm killing myself slowly. For a child who will one day be powerful enough that he won't need me at all. But when I close my eyes, I feel the bond, warm, golden, right. And I know I'll keep doing it anyway, because some purposes are worth dying for, even if it means losing yourself completely. Friends, this is where Ray's story takes a darker turn. If you felt every moment of her sacrifice, every drop of blood she's spilled, then I need you to do something. Subscribe to Kismet Romance Collection. Because this isn't just entertainment. This is a reminder that some bonds are worth breaking ourselves for, even when the world says we're worthless. Comment below. Would you sacrifice everything for someone else's future? Or would you choose yourself? Share this video with someone who needs to remember that even the broken can become legendary. And stay with us. Because Elias is growing faster than anyone expected, and the enemies gathering in the shadows, they're about to make their final move. And when they do, Rey will have to choose, save Elias or save herself. She can't have both.